Guys, it's time for Breakthrough with Coach Lou. Coming to you live from Accelerate Life University, XLR8Life.com. Coach Lou will help you break through anything that's stopping you. Are you ready to get the motivation, the energy, the life, and all the success you really want and deserve? With no further ado, here's Coach Lou.
Hey, good morning, and welcome back to Breakthrough with Lou, guys. It is Monday morning again. How quickly are weeks going by now? I'm serious. Are we rocking and rolling or what? It is almost March. Next thing you know, it'll be April. We're through the first quarter of 2024. And let me ask you a question. Where are you at? Are you doing all this stuff we planned on doing when we kicked off the year and we talked about, getting away at the beginning of the year, getting away from the New Year's resolution thing and realizing you can start something you can achieve any time of the year. But do you ever find yourself saying, I just can't seem to do fill in the blanks, XYZ, even though I know I should, or I really must, or I really need to, but I just can't seem to break through and actually do that? What's the deal with that? Why do we have so much trouble following through on some things? And some things come across and literally we feel like, I just can't get started. I just can't follow through. I can't make the first phone call. I can't go talk to my boss. I can't work on this. I can't get this going. I can't do that. And you everything you're doing, you can't. And you're going, I should. And I think there's your weapon against you is, I should. You should all over yourself, okay? You shoulds don't get done, friends. Must do, okay? So think about this. We know what we should do, right? Okay? Why not? Why don't we do it? Are people lazy inherently? Are we stupid? Are we dumb? Are we just unmotivated? We don't care? No, I don't believe that's the case at all. I don't believe that is the case at all, that would be it. I think that we, number one, don't have a powerful enough why to get up and do something, why to follow through. Okay, why are you doing what you're doing? What do you really want? Have you ever just had that moment when it all just kind of opens up and you go, oh, wow, what I really want's right in front of me. It all of a sudden it just clears, and all of a sudden you know that what clearly, the why, and you go, wow, I'm going for it. And then you take action. It's not that you're dumb. It's not that you're unmotivated. It's not that you're lazy if you're not following through. You just don't have something compelling enough and something that's going to pull you forward and something that you really want that bad, almost as bad as you want to breathe or as bad as you want to breathe. Okay, that's a Eric Thomas comment. Want it as bad as you want to breathe. But when you do that, you're going to do something. You're going to get up and stop saying, I just can't seem to do this. I can't seem to get up earlier in the morning. I can't seem to find what it is I want. Well, if you keep telling yourself you can't, think about that. What was it? Henry Ford, the founder of the Ford company, said, if you believe you can, you're right. And if you believe you can't, you're right. See, that there's a certain truth there, because if you believe you can do something, you got a whole lot of better chance of taking action and actually following through. If you believe you can't, you're doomed from the start. Okay, I can't get up early in the morning. It doesn't matter what time you're going to set your clock, then you're going to hit snooze. Okay, I believe I can build a better habit and get up earlier in the morning. It's a good chance you're going to do it. And then you use Mel Robbins' 5-second rule to get your ass out of bed. All right, there I said it. You can philosophize about it all you want. You can know what you should do. And then there's a must. When the clock goes off, I get up. Preferably wake up and get up before the clock goes off. True story. Okay, 6 o'clock is when I need to get up. This morning, 5:10 comes along, and I get up and I'm like, oof. Yeah, I still could use a little more sleep. And I'm like, I don't dare. I can't get back into that wrong sleep cycle. And if you take my course Heals, you'll learn all about the sleep cycles. That is like the key to energy and the key to diminishing brain fog, etc. is to, when you wake up and you're awake, get up. So I was like, cool, I got a head start. I can do some juicing and stuff like that. I needed to get my celery juice done and the anti-inflammatory juice done. And I was like, yes, cool, I'm up early. I like that. I feel like I gained 40, 50 minutes this morning. And then the juicer locked up. I got the thing stuck in it. I couldn't get the top off. And I'm like, bah, 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 and I'm grumbling, and I'm still a little sore in here from the surgery. So I'm like, I'm struggling with it. And I'm like, I don't want to tear something getting this stupid juice. And then I'm like, you know what? Stop. What's my outcome here? To get my body healthier, to feel better, to do a great show this morning. So what is the worst case is, takes me 5 extra minutes to take the juicer apart without breaking it. Because the temptation was smash it. I don't care, I'll buy a new piece. I'm like, no, this is ridiculous. But the thing is it's about figuring out what it is you want. Okay? So what stops you in life from taking action? From getting what you want? Not only from taking action, but what stops you from getting what you want? The number one thing is the lack of belief, okay? And that doesn't make you lazy, dumb, or unmotivated. It just means you really don't believe you can do it at this point because you don't have enough references. But what stops you, the number one thing is the fear. Fear paralyzes you and you take no action. You do no action, you get no result. As a matter of fact, you go backwards when you take no action. How about that? Okay, Newton's law of either something's in motion or it's not is, I'm going to refute that. Either you're going forward or you're going backwards. There is no standstill. Okay, you might keep something in one place, but in your life, if you're not in forward gear, going forward, driving forward, the minute you stop, you might have a second where you stay where you're at, but you start going backwards. Learned that years ago when I was in the car business. By proxy, ended up in the buy here, pay here business. I was like, how did I get here? That old Tube song, how did I get here? That's what I said. I tried to help somebody out with financing one car and had to get that extra license. Next thing you know, I'm full-fledged in the finance business. And that was like, how did I get here? And it was like that question of, wow. And then you get into something, and it was by taking the action, okay? By not fearing. If you don't do it, you're never going to get there. So fear, yes, fear is there. Fear is a very good thing, as we covered a few weeks back. Okay, it can be false evidence that appears real, F everything and run. It can be, face everything and rise. However you want to term that is a great thing. But the fear is what will stop you from taking action, or the lack of belief. You don't even have to be like, ooh, I'm scared. You can be like, I just don't believe I can do that. That's not for me. The kiss of death, and I hate hearing this, and I want to really help people with this when I hear it, is I'm just not that kind of person. Oh, you do that. I'm good. You want this so badly. You're telling me how much you want to do this in life. Then you're telling me you're not that kind of person. Wow. Okay, the number 2 thing that happens when you want something outside of your comfort zone is you take massive action, you follow through, you get what you want. Or you follow through and don't quite get what you want, but you learn and grow. That's still a win. Okay, and that's great. Okay, that's what we're after, right, Coach? Yeah. Why is it number 2? Well, because number 1 is you want to deal with that fear. Number 2, you really want to follow through. Well, okay. What's the third one? What's the third piece of the puzzle here? The third piece is you start something. You start to follow through. In everyday life, and the way it is brings you back to mediocrity. Well, I started that exercise program, but I got to take the kids to school in the morning now that, we're past January 1 and, they're back in school. So, I can't go to the gym in the morning. Well, really? I got to work. I got to do this. I got to sit on the phone with my friend for an hour every day and chew the fat about what happened at work. God forbid you could put that down for a day and actually exercise. Interesting. No, seriously. Everyday life brings you back to that mediocrity, the safe zone. Which of these three is the most dangerous? I'm afraid, or I don't believe. Pretty dangerous to your success level. Take massive action, possibly fail. Well, that's 100 leaps ahead, especially if you succeed. Okay, that's not even holding you back. Mediocrity is the most dangerous place to be of them all. You can take massive action and totally up and fail. Okay, as long as you learn you didn't really fail. Okay, number 2, you could take that massive action and crash and burn. Okay, could happen. But you took the action, you learned, you grew. Or you could absolutely win and get what you're after. Because what you're after is what you're after, right? What you really want, you should have. Okay, how about you take no action because of fear? Okay, that's pretty dangerous. But you know what oftentimes happens? There's good news for all of you that don't believe in yourself. You're too scared to do it. Oh, I don't know what people will think of me. What's cool about that is at some point you hit it and you go, you know what? Face everything and rise. You turn that fear around and you go, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to step up and I'm actually going to do it. You hit that point. Morning, hon. You hit that point. Right, Jen? You hit that point where you just go, screw it, go for it. Okay, so that number 1 spot is not the worst thing in the world, as long as you have an epiphany from it. That number 3, that mediocrity, is the problem. That problem where you have that mediocrity of everyday life gets in the way of anything you want. You gotta do, you gotta do it. Well, this is safe. We gotta be safe here, Oh, hey, we can't open a business because, we're getting by. We're doing okay in our jobs. But if we open this business and it goes bad, well, that's a great way to look at it. There you go. There, as Ford said, if you don't believe, you can. Or if you believe you can't, you can't. You're right. If you believe you can, you're a whole lot further ahead. Now, it doesn't mean you're not going to do something and crash and burn and screw up. Who cares? Start over. If you're breathing and alive, it's time to live the life you have today. Not sit there and go on the next roundabout. Maybe I'll open a business. Maybe I'll have a relationship. Maybe I'll have a child, whatever that is. Maybe later, someday, next time. There is no next time. This is here and there. And let me tell you something. There might be no next day. There are a lot of people that didn't wake up this morning. Okay. And, that's a sad thing. But there's somebody that didn't wake up this morning where their kids are going, mom or dad really had it. Oh my God. They lived a life. Oh, my dad was this, my mom was that. Oh my God. Or, they go, gosh, dad always wanted to go see the Grand Canyon, or, mom always wanted to get her degree, but, life got in the way. Don't be that person. Live a life of outstanding. Don't die a death of regret. Okay? This is it. This is your one life. Go for it. I can't stress that enough, guys. Okay? So you want to know we talked about how the killers and the pushback and everything else and the reasons you couldn't even, that people don't make it. How about getting a little formula for how to make it happen? Okay? Here's what you got to ask yourself. There's 3 questions. Why do I want this? And, you at this point, you have a vague thought process of what you want. Why do I want this? Okay, well, I want this, maybe it's financial. I want this because I want to have a house at the end of the year that we own, okay? And you go, and I go, well, why do you want that? Well, because I don't like renting. It's not stable. Okay. Why are you concerned? Well, I want my kids to grow up somewhere, or after we're gone, I want the kids to have something, that they could, if they wanted to live in mom and dad's house or rent it out, or just something that they would always still have a piece of. Oh, really? Why? Well, because I didn't have that security as a kid. You ask that 7 times, the why, and somewhere around the 5th, 6th, 7th time, you're going to get such a powerful why that you'll probably be in tears for a moment. But that's a strong why, okay? When you cry or you celebrate at the end of figuring out your why, that's your power. Then you got to ask, okay, well, I said we want to buy a house by the end of the year. And I'm using this as an example, guys. So in the example being, and if that's not your thing, you just fill in the blanks of whatever you want. But now you got to go, what exactly? A house could be a cardboard box. Could be a doghouse. Could be a 17-bedroom mansion. And if you got 17 children, maybe that's what you got to go for. So what exactly? Clarify that vision. Clarify it as to what exactly you want. This is the fun part, because you get to create. Then you got to ask yourself, what am I willing to do to get there? What am I willing to, over and above the call of duty, do? And now the second question, and this one's always a little tougher on folks. What am I no longer willing to do, settle for, allow to get in my way? In other words, what the hell can you say no to? Ooh, that one's a little scary. You mean I might have to say no when my friend calls and wants to just bitch and complain about work for an hour each day, or my brother or my sister calls me, or somebody calls me that drains me for an hour or two, or that customer comes in, good morning, that customer comes in or something, and you got to be able to say, hey, no, I don't have time to talk. I'm sorry. Because every time they come in, they take 2-3 hours of your time and nothing ever materializes. What are you willing to do? But more importantly, what are you no longer willing to do? What are you willing to say no to? See, that to-do list, or your action items, I prefer to call it, but you also got to have a not to-do list. In the example, say you want to buy that house by the end of the year. Well, the thing I got to do is pick up a second job, okay, because I need a down payment, okay? So, cool. All right, now you know what you need to do. You know exactly, you've already figured out what you want, how you're going to get there, the amount of money you're going to need to do it. Well, what else do you need to do? Well, we need to cut off Netflix, and we need to stop spending $5 a day at Star Schmucks on a cup of coffee, or $15 a day it is now, brew my own coffee at home, this, that, and the other. I need to cut loose this one client that we're constantly losing money on, or this, that, or the other. I got to stop going out for drinks with everybody at the office after work each day and spending money, etc. What would you no longer do? Wow, pretty powerful, huh? So get doing. Get down to this. Now, I know that some of you out there are thinking something. I am a mind reader this morning, okay? You're like, Coach, just saying, I think we've covered this quite a few times. If you're an avid listener or watcher here of Breakthrough with Lou, depending on if you're on Spotify and listening, or if you're watching the live event, or if you're watching a replay. Coach, I think I've heard this before. Yes, you may have. So I got a little story for you to close today, and I think you guys will like this. I was a pastor at a church years ago. Older gentleman, quite older. And he was, the leader of the church, and he had his elders that helped him. And they got together a few times, the elders, and they're like, Pastor Joe has done a similar sermon the last 5 weeks in a row. Actually, guys, it's kind of been the exact sermon. He's done the exact same readings. He's done the exact same thing. And, he is getting a little bit older. What do you do here? And so 6 week comes along. Pastor Joe does the same exact sermon, gets up there, and he's kind of acting a little, goofy. Just, he knows what he's doing. But so they pull him aside. And they're like, hey, Joe, we love you and everything, and you've been the pastor here for 92 years, and just kidding on that one, but, is everything okay? And he's like, Yeah, why? Well, kind of your past 6 weeks of sermon have been well, Joe, exactly the same. Is everything okay? You know, at your age, we just want to make sure. And he's like, and he starts laughing. And they're like, what's so funny, Joe? We're concerned about you, you know. And so they go, hey, Pastor Joe, what's going on? And he says, well, he said, I'm very aware that I've done the exact same sermon for the last 6 weeks. And they said, well, why have you done that? He said, I'm going to continue to do the same sermon until you start to apply the teaching. Oh, so I'm being Pastor Joe this morning, guys. Coach Lou here is going over this and drilling it in, because some of these things, and yes, we take a different connotation and different so forth, but this is like all part of the actual success formula that works for you. Okay, you need to know your why, your exact what, how are you going to get there, and your action items and your no longer action items. That's the basic success formula. And yes, I'm going to continue to drive this home time and again to you, because it's important. When you start using it, I'm going to still drive it home, and we're going to hone it, and we're going to use it for the next level. So seriously, Wednesday, we're going to really delve into belief, what it takes to embody that belief into yourself, into your heart, soul, your brain, into your actions, into your habits for success, to set it up. And I don't want to say on an autopilot, because I know everybody's on the internet giving you the success level, the this, the that, the overnight, but just so that you can really embody this to be a part of you, so that each day, all your actions, all your focus is taking you closer to your goal, your outcome. Okay? And it doesn't mean you go crazy and over obsess. It just means that everything you do is taking you in the direction you want. Everything you look for, notice, every action you take, you start to notice the things you got to say no to. And it doesn't mean you need to be nasty. Doesn't mean that friend of yours that you absolutely love, but they're a pain in the butt because they absolutely are always wasting time. And it's like, you know, you don't want to say, hey, you're a waste of time, but my focus, hey, I can't do this every day. We're going to, instead of talking to each other on the phone every day and having a lengthy conversation and being angry about life, you know, shift that. If you got a friend like that, shift it into, hey, what's good today? What are you working on? This is what I'm working on. Either shift them around and pull them into where it becomes productive for the both of you, or say, you know what, we're going to meet once a week for coffee and bitch for an hour and gripe. And sooner or later, you're going to notice you're doing your friend a favor too, because guess what? Either you turn those conversations positive and it helps them, or they start to realize how much time they were putting into draining energy instead of positive energy. Okay, we all need our day to complain once in a while. Guys, you know, once in a while you just got to gripe it out and get it out there and get it off your chest. But if you spend 2% of your time doing that and 98% of your time focusing on what is it I really want, why do I want it, how am I going to get there, and how exciting is it going to be there, and then what's the next level? There's always the next level. There's always one more thing. So one more thing beyond Wednesday, so we can talk about that level of belief, how you embody it, get it in. And then Friday, we're going to talk about springing into spring, how to get into the next quarter, the next level of this year, and let's get going. Okay, and you say, well, the quarter doesn't end until the end of March. Well, you know, in our world, guys, here in the Breakthrough with Lou and the Coach Lou Inner Circle world, we always try to be ahead of the game. So let's pretend we're going into the second quarter on March 1st. As a matter of fact, Friday's March 1st. It's going to be a great day. What a great day to make a fresh start on something and take something new and get it going. All right. Live with faith, energy, passion. Always live your dreams, guys. This is Coach Lou getting ready to sign off, and I will see you on the next roundabout. Check out Coach Lou Inner Circle. I think it's something you'd love. If you love the show, you'll love that. And check out Heals. It's a great time to start getting your body under control. So check out our Heals course. You can access this all on our sites, coachlou.com or XLR, the number 8, LIFE, Life, XLR8Life.com. on and just check it out. See what's available to you to take it to the next level. Have an amazing day, guys. Amazing week. Happy Monday.
Ready to take it to the next level? Next level? Tune in to xlr8life.com for our live shows, encore presentations, life-changing courses, and live coaching with Coach Lou himself. As Coach Lou always says, live with faith, energy, love, passion, and always live your dream.